And before we get started, I just wanted to add a disclaimer that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just my perspective on the current market trends occurring within the Dr. Phillips area. Thank you.
Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day wherever you are. My name is Sajay, and I am your host on this channel. Today I'm going to be giving you a market update of the Dr. Phillips area. Funny enough, I just did about a 40-minute recording doing a whole overview of the Dr. Phillips area and the surrounding areas and all the pros, cons, dug into all of the for sale properties and all the for rent properties, which is why they're all now viewed. I then realized that I did not capture the audio. So that was a fun practice run through. But anyhow, I'm going to be taking the time today to go through all of the properties for sale in the Dr. Phillips area at the moment, give you my thoughts and opinions, as well as what is for rent. And I will most likely do a separate video more in depth of the Dr. Phillips area and the surrounding areas, and that'll give us a chance to really separate a lot of very important topics and slim down the video because there's really no need to take a 40-minute video deep diving, although I know some people would have really appreciated that value. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We'll start in South DP here at the bottom and work our way up. So this property here for 700K. Oops. And let's just view out for a second. Yep, so this is going to be the southern part of Dr. Phillips. We have a property here for 700K. Its estimate 611K. Now this property actually hasn't been sold in some time, so I believe Zillow is registering a lower estimate based on that. We see it's last sold in 1979 for 32K, so sometimes when a property hasn't been resold, the price can appear very low on this estimate. It's a 4.2 property, 2,400 square foot, built in 1980, 287 per square foot. I think 287 per square foot is a fair price. A house built in 1980, this time, this large property, maybe a little bit less because it's from 1980s. It doesn't look like it's thoroughly updated on the inside, but the exterior is beautiful. Pool looks like it needs some work. I think that the house is good. Fresh exterior paint and new roof to be installed prior to closing. Well, that's a great plus. New roof being added on. I'm thinking based on everything going on with this property, it's a fair deal. Maybe I would offer a little bit lower, 680 range. I would go with that as I think there's some more competitive properties on the market, but great area, great location. They're doing a lot of new construction in the area in O-Town West. So you're going to be purchasing to an area that already is immaculate, well placed, but also a lot more coming to the area. Let's take a look at this property here. It's seen a 30K price cut, 850 square feet. I'm sorry, 850,000 price range. Beautiful door, beautiful front door there. Nice open layout. It's a little dated. We can see it's a huge property, 3,400 square feet. Most likely you could fit at least another one or two bedrooms in there. It's built in 1998, not too old. 249 per square foot is pretty low for Dr. Phillips area. I think it's a fair price considering it's slightly outdated, but it's a very large property. Great area. We have over here this property for 822K, 2,800 square feet, built in 1991, 287 per square foot. Again, not terribly overpriced based on this price per square footage. They listed it for 673, now listing it for 822, so more than 100K increase on that over the past year. There's not too many photos to say, but it's a large property. It's a 4.3. It's not terribly overpriced for Dr. Phillips. I think that's actually around the average price for a home in Dr. Phillips. But I'm thinking this estimate's pretty accurate range, 790. I think it's slightly overpriced by about 30K. This property here, 450. That's a good price point to get into Dr. Phillips area, 1,800 square feet. It's a little bit older, 1984, $250 per square foot. 32. New roof, that's pretty good. New AC condenser unit, that's awesome. It's a fair price for the square footage to be in Dr. Phillips. This community, it's a good community. It's not one of the most immaculate communities. For that reason, I would say it's a fair price, to be honest. It's pretty good, especially since they're giving you a new roof, yeah, a new AC unit. Those are major things to consider. I think it's a fair price. Maybe I would offer 10K less on the property. This property here in Granada Villa looks to be relatively updated. Nice backyard pavered. It's a 2-2, 1,470 square foot. I was looking at it earlier. The description says it needs a little bit of work. One other thing that I noticed with the properties of the driveway, you had to your neighbor would have to drive through your shared mini roadway here, private pavement, to then get back to the main cul-de-sac road. So because of that, I'm not a fan of the property, but it's a decent entry point for DP. I most likely offer a little bit less, around the 380 range. This one has been sitting for some time, so it looks like the market would agree. Similarly for this other property over here for 600K, it's a little bit bigger, but a huge increase in price. You do have your own private driveway here, which is nice. It has a pool. It's a little bit larger, but still, I think it's overpriced. 370 per square foot. That is overpriced in my opinion. I would say if they can come back to around the 290 per square foot. I mean, it's 1987. It's a great location. Maybe they could push it to 300, but this house is not tremendously updated. It has a pool, but it's not a large 3.2. Not knocking it too much, but I would say at most I'd pay 302 per square foot. 302 times 1622, 490. That's on the high side, so I would say this is overpriced by about 100K. That's my personal take on it. Once again, just my opinion. Could be right for the right investor. 700K Clubhouse Estates, 2,100 square foot. No, this is drastically overpriced. Clubhouse Estates is a nice area. Of course, it's in Dr. Phillips, so you can't go wrong buying Dr. Phillips, but this is not one of the most premier communities here in DP. No, I don't see any value here. It's a beautiful home. I'm not knocking the home, but for the price and the location, and the size, it's overpriced. I would say easily buy 100K. Maybe 100K is pushing it because of the renovations. No, I think it's overpriced by about 100K. That's about it on this side. There's one more here in Caraway. So this is in East Bay, 455K price cut, 1,900 square foot for right off for the bat. That's a fair price for a 3.2 at that square footage and this current song environment. Built in the 70s. I don't like the homes built in the 70s in this area this year. Actually, I was going to buy a home near this home prior. Yep. It's a great location, but because of these homes are built with aluminum wiring, I'm just a little wary. It is an increased risk for fires. So I would, if purchasing a home like this, plan to change out the wiring from aluminum to copper aluminum to copper wiring. So that's an extra expense to consider in that property, but not necessary, just my preference. Let's take a look over here. This is a home within Orange Tree Golf Club community. It's a 2-2, 525. It's estimate 515, 1900 square foot. One thing I want to mention, 1900 square foot easily could fit a 3-2 into this, a good size 3-2, so I think that that's something to consider. And 3-2, this size square footage in Orange Tree, which is a golf club community, and it's guard gated. One of the nicer communities in Dr. Phillips. I think it's a good deal. This looks like a beautiful property, amazing open layout, immaculate. If I was in a position to buy right now, I most likely would purchase this property. Updated kitchen, very open, beautiful flooring, beautiful bathrooms. This bathroom looks really nice. Built in 1986, not too old. 270 price per square foot, very fair price. As we can see, when I was comping the property across the street in Granada Villas, I was saying 302 on the high side. This is a great price considering all that, and I still think the 302 per square foot was way overpriced for the other side because Orange Tree will be a nicer community in my perspective. Um, yeah, no, this is a great deal. Let's see. Sold for 355 in 2019, right before the boom. Yeah, 525. I think it's fair. I would purchase this with the way that the house is looking. I think that there's a lot of intrinsic value in those renovations. Personally, we have another property here in Orange Tree, 700K, so that's a big jump up in price, 175K, but you're gaining an extra 800 square foot. It's a nice property. Bad photos, not doing it justice. Doesn't look tremendously updated. Nice pool. Obviously, great community, good square footage. It's a little bit older, so this is on most likely the older side. Orange Tree, 255 price per square foot. I think that's fair. I think it's maybe on the low side, but does need renovations. I think as it is, it's a 4-4. I think it's a decent price for the community and the square footage. I probably would offer a little bit less because it does need some renovations. Zilla's coming at 616. I think that's on the low side. Last sold in 2014, so it's been a while since it's been triggered. It looks like it was sold underpriced in 2014. That one's all right. I would offer a little bit less if I could, but not the worst deal. The 525 I think is a really good deal. Let's jump up. These are not now gated communities. 400 square foot, 400K, 1900 square foot. This community for this price, I think it's fair. Let's take a look at the property. It's got a pool, no other photos, not doing it justice. 0.44 acres, that's a good size. 209 per square foot. Looks like a fair price for this community. It's a good entry point to be in DP. 400K in this market. That's pretty good. Welcome to the community. That's a good deal for whoever's able to get in. 675 for this property. Dowdy Court. 4-3. I think this is overpriced. Yeah, looking at this property, it feels cramped. It's a nice property. It's built in the 80s, zero point 0.3 acres, so it's smaller, 293 per square foot. No, the houses in Orange Tree are charging less per square foot. This should be a little bit less. I would put this around 240 a square foot. And the other one was charging 209, right? Let's go back to the 209. 209 over here. Yeah, these are comparable properties. I felt that this was a fair price. Let's say we give this one the same factor, maybe a little bit less. Let's give it 210. 210. times 2304, 43. I think that's a fair price. Yeah, for this community, that would mean it's drastically overpriced. No, I would. No, hang on. I think I undercomp that. This is a big property to do that math right. 2304, 290. I did say 210, but that 210 is pretty low. Let's take a look at this. Why is this one so low? Is it really 210? It's a good deal then. I would say 240. 240 per square foot. 2302 times 240. 552. I think that's a fair price. 552. 700K for this property. 2,200 square foot. I think that's overpriced right off bat. Yeah, it's not going to be in a gated community. 308. Most likely it's going to be a no for me. New roof, 2017. Pavers. Pavers do look nice. New windows. That's nice. New appliances. That's nice. Not much on HOA. That's a plus. But also, beautiful property though. Very beautiful. Yeah, I love the flooring that I was seeing in the main area. Looks like a nice pool. Looks like a really nice area, a really nice home. But for this community, let's look at the comps again. This is 23. This is much more updated. 22. Orange Tree Properties. Yeah, see, the Orange Tree property is giving you 2,800 square foot. This one is giving you 24, same price. I think this probably is overpriced, although it's very nice and renovated. I would say I would come in a little bit lower. All right, I think we went over all of the properties for sale in the proper Dr. Phillips area. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at what's up for rent today, and then we will end up the video. Down here we have a property in Emerald Chase. It's a nice place to be. It's a 4.3, 2,400 square foot, 3,650. Looking at the property, it's a nice pool, not too many photos. More photos would help. It's gone up over the last 8 years, 1K in rent. I think that makes sense. I think this is a good deal. Could even go up probably another 150, 200. 4.3 for that price. Yeah, it's a good deal. Let's keep going. 2,400 for this. This community is all right. It's Citrus Chase. I believe these are multifamilies or townhouses. This unit does look updated. Nice amenities, 2,400. You get hookups, so you don't get units. You get the hookups. This is most likely a fair price, 2,400, maybe even underpriced, because rent in an apartment is going to be around the same, and here you're getting at least a little bit more privacy with the townhome, not much more. Let's take a look at this property. 3.2, that's relatively cheap for a 3.2. 2,000 square foot. It's a lot of square footage. These photos are not great at all. Probably why this is still for rent. 87 days listed. Something is going on here. Looks like they've dropped down price of rent quite a bit. Something is going on here. We'll keep an eye on this one. Hopefully they come back with better photos and get this one listed up for rent soon. 2,400 for this per month. Great location. Looks like a well-kept property. I think this is a good price, 2,400 square foot. I would say it's a better community than Citrus Chase. So for the same price, and this is a bigger property and it's a single family unit, I think overall this is a better deal. I would say it's actually underpriced. Coming over here, you get 3-2. These are around the same price. This one looks more updated. This one's a little bigger. I think those are fair prices for that square footage. Over here, we have one for 2,800 square feet. $2,800 a month, 1,500 square feet. Beautiful property. It's a 3-2. I think this makes sense. I think this is a good deal. It's a good price. It's a fair price. We have one for 3K here. It's in Spring Hill Villas. Looks beautiful on the inside. It's a 2-2 though. It's a big square footage. They could fit a third room in there. This is a nice property. Yeah, these guys did a good job. I think that's a fair price on the 2-2. They're going to keep it as a 2-2. The way that it looks now, that's a good price. It's available now. I would say if it wasn't available now, they could maybe even go up a little bit more. It looks like they've come down in price. I think where they had it priced before, they could have gotten it if they had a little bit more time on the market. This is a really nice home. And this is a nice little nestled community, so that's a good price. Oh, we have some more options over here. 2,900 square foot, good location, fair price. These two about the same, 5 hours. Let's see, I like these floors. This is beautiful. 5 bed, 3 bath. Yeah, this is 3,800 square foot. This should be a townhouse. Got a nice pool. I think that that's a fair price for a 5 bed, 3 bath. That location, that's prime location. And it's bigger than this property here, which is going for 4K. This is a 4-3, beautiful property. Yeah, really beautiful property. I'm surprised they would come down in price. I think where they had it priced before was a good price as well. Um, it's a large property, and it's a nice community. This should be gated. These are updated, but it's townhome. Let's see. It looks like they're in a rush to go ahead and get it rented. Otherwise, maybe they would have been able to maintain that other price. It seems a little bit more updated than the other property. All right, all. I hope that adds some value. Please let me know if there's any way that I can assist you with any general questions you may have, or if you're thinking about listing your home for rent or renting within Dr. Phillips. Give me a call, see if there's any way I can be of help to you, or email. I'll go ahead and leave my email information for a response, or you can leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to get back to you. Similarly, if you're looking to list your home for sale or to purchase a home in the Dr. Phillips area, and you have any questions or would like me to represent you as an agent, please go ahead and reach out, send me a message, leave a comment, and I'll add my information in the description. This has been your host, Jay. Take care, and I will see you all soon.